Hi, welcome to this overview of the pea family. So the pea family is one of the larger groupings of indicator species that you're going to have in the acre scoring system. And we have 6 indicator species here that are listed under the pea family. And I want to take you through what they look like and the characteristics of those that distinguish them from other families that you can see there. And for a little bit of background, the pea family is the economically, I suppose, one of the most important families that we have, along with, say, the cabbage family. You can see there licorice. I don't know how you feel about licorice, but licorice is made from the root of a pea plant. And with over 20,000 species, they're fairly ubiquitous. They're going to be found in many different habitats. And it's, I suppose, an important member of the grassland family in Ireland. Also importantly, some of the plants, or a lot of the plants in the pea family, can form this symbiotic relationship with bacteria, so the rhizobium bacteria, and that can be very important for introducing nitrogen into systems. So here you can see the pea flower. So the pea flower is extremely characteristic. It doesn't change across species that are in this family. So once you get to know this flower, you'll see it as the characteristic of this family. And you can see here that there's sort of 4 main sections to it, 3 really. So the top part is called the banner or the standard. It's one petal that's got a notch in it. Then you've got 2 wings on either side. They're smaller petals. And at the bottom you have 2 petals joined together into something called the keel. And the keel is quite important. That's where a pollinator will land. The keel has to be strong enough to hold the pollinator. And when the pollinator lands on that, presses down in the keel, the anthers are ready to spring out and put the pollen grains on the back of the insect, and off they go to the next plant, and so on, and that's how pollination happens. So I've just put some of the pea family that you'll find in Ireland together here in this slide, just to show you that they all do look the same, some minutely, some more larger than others. Anywhere you can see a plus, that's a positive indicator for acre scoring system. So on the left-hand side, we've got kidney vetch. So bird's foot trefoil will be very commonly found in lots of grasslands, and you're going to get to know that plant because that will really be, I suppose, one of the ones that you're going to come across more often. And we can see on the white clover and the red clover that they have the same pea flower, just many flowers bunched together into one head. And these are the leaves of the bird's foot trefoil, so it's a positive indicator. It's in trefoil or tree leaves. That's one of the characteristics of the pea family, and I'll come to leaves in a few minutes. And you see there also white clover popping up. So white clover, bird's foot trefoil, you can find a number of pea family members within the same grassland, and it's going to be important to distinguish one from the other. And this is tufted vetch. So tufted vetch is one of your positive indicators. I took this particular picture in the Shannon Callows, and you can see that the plant is trying to crawl its way up the vegetation around it. It doesn't have enough strength to do that by itself, so it uses tendrils. So it modifies the end of some of its leaves into tendrils, and it goes and it tries to climb up nearby vegetation. And that cluster of lightish, well, I call it purple, you might call it blue flowers, they're quite characteristic of this little plant. And this is bitter vetch. So bitter vetch is one of your positive indicators, and it's found in more acidic grasslands. I took this particular picture in North Leitrim in something that was really medium between a heathland and a grassland. It's kind of one of those mosaic habitats that you could go either way with describing. It's got very slender leaflets and that little tendril at the end. Again, it's a plant that kind of scraggly growth, and it's trying to hold on to other things to grow up. But these kind of singular, beautifully light purple flowers, and a nice characteristic little plant of some of those heathy grasslands. Now the leaves of the pea family are either in threes or they're pinnately divided like this. So your red clover there on the left hand side, it's pretty characteristic, and the same with the bird's foot trefoil, leaves in threes. And then others, they have divided the leaflet up. These are called pinnate leaves, and each one of those little things is called a leaflet. And you might have a tendril at the end of that, which is helping the plant get support and the grassland species around it. So your instructions for the pea family part of the ePlant portfolio, I'm asking you to collect records, photographs of 4 plants from the pea family. If possible, try and get something like bird's foot trefoils. Your tufted vetch you might come across in grassland or in grassy verges. Bitter vetch, you may or may not come across it because it's kind of specific to acidic ground. Kidney vetch, if you get a chance to go to the seaside, there's a good excuse to go to the beach to take a picture of the kidney vetch. That will be coming out probably towards the end of May. Do remember to put in a unique identifier so that we can see that it's your picture. And also, there's great value in putting in pea family members that aren't indicators, because you will be coming across those as well. So something like the white clover, the red clover, or bush vetch. So whatever you decide to put in there, if you can, try and concentrate on the indicator species. Otherwise, put in whatever pea family members you're seeing, and then we can always distinguish those when we get to the training course. So I hope you enjoyed that, and next week we'll be looking at another family member.